primary node in Apache NiFi. Now we are focusing on primary node. Every cluster has one primary node. On this mod, it is possible to run isolated processes. Zookeeper is used to automatically elect a primary node. If that node disconnects from the cluster for any reason, the primary node will automatically be elected. Users can determine which node is currently elected as the primary node by looking at the cluster management page of user interface. You can here you can see the primary node. Here you can see its primary. Here we consider list HDFS and fetch. Here we are considering pulling. A different pulling scenario involves performing a listing operation on primary node. And distributing result across cluster via site to site to pull the data in parallel. This typically involves list and fetch processor, where the list processor produces instructions or tasks for the fetch processor to act on. An example of this scenario is shown in this diagram with list HDFS and fetched HDFS. List HDFS is scheduled to run on the primary node and performs a directory listing, finding new files since the last time it executed. The results of the listing are then sent out list HDFS as flow files, where each flow files contain one file name to pull from HDFS. These flow files are then sent to the remote process group connected to an input port in the same cluster. This causes each node in the cluster to receive a portion of files to fetch. Each fetch file processor then processor can then fetch the files from HDFS in parallel. Here you can see node 1 primary and node 2. List HDFS is connected to RPG here, and also HDFS here, and RPG is connected to input port in node 1 and input port in node 2. Input port is connected to fetch HDFS, and fetch HDFS is connected to HDFS. Here we can, as an example, we can consider some code segment used from package contains resource classes used by applications included in the platform and define the application permissions for the system failures. Here you can see the method which returns true if this instance is the primary node in the cluster, false otherwise. And here you can see leader election manager dot is leaders is cluster roles dot primary node. As an example, we can consider these properties. NiFi.zookeeper.connect.string, NiFi.zookeeper.connect.timeout, NiFi.zookeeper.session.timeout, NiFi.zookeeper.root.not, NiFi.zookeeper.client.secure, NiFi.zookeeper.security keys store, NiFi.zookeeper.security.keystore type, NiFi.zookeeper.security.keystore password, NiFi.zookeeper.security.trust store, NiFi.zookeeper.security.trust type, NiFi.zookeeper.security.trust password, NiFi.zookeeper.jute.maxbuffer. NiFi depends on Apache Zookeeper for determining which node in the cluster should play the role of primary node and which node should play the role of cluster coordinator. These properties must be configured in order to NiFi to join. Now, this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for watching it.